Empty house. A group of friends had gathered when their school finished. Living life in the south side of Pennsylvania, life in the prairie felt lonely sometimes. There was no clatter of the city. The boys, Aaron, Josh and Max, always felt bored because there was not much out there. As their school was near the woods, it was an extended play area, but still, they guessed the city was better, as the grass always looked greener on the other side. The boys were still in their 9th grade. One day it was Max who wondered what lay deep in the woods. "Are you really going to go there?" asked Josh. "What's wrong with discovering?" spoke Max. "What if we get lost?" said Aaron. "Well, I'm already lost. We need to have some fun, boys, plus the summer vacation is going to start. My old man is going off for 2 days in the city. Only my brother George and I are going to be there. We'll drink, have some weed and enjoy the night. As far as the woods are concerned, don't worry. The school is built near it, for God's sake." The last day of school, before the summer vacation, Max had decided to venture off into the woods. He thought when the night would arrive, he would go to his home. But on his journey, he found an abandoned house. Max thought he should go, yet he felt encapsulated by the house. Mustering up the courage to stand in front of the porch, he extended his hand towards the door. Before he could touch it, the door opened. The house didn't feel abandoned at this time. In the hallway, there were 2 or 3 bones that Max spotted. "Goats," he uttered, looking at the ribs. There were 4 rooms in the hallway. When he approached the first one, his heart was beating. When he opened it, he saw a big pentagram carved on the floor. The room was neat, yet barren. For some reason, Max smiled and ran back immediately. When he reached his house, his parents were gone. Instead, Aaron and Josh accompanied him with his brother George. "There is a house in the middle of the forest," said Max. "We should go there and have some fun. Let's take all our beers and marshmallows there." He then looked at his brother. "How much marijuana did you get from the dealers?" "It's enough," replied George. Max then glanced at his friends. "Let's have some fun, boys. We need to use this opportunity." Though Aaron and Josh were excited, when they reached the abandoned house, the summer began to feel cold. Around the house surrounded a wisp of mist. Entering, the excitement of the friends started to wane away. It was not what they were expecting. Checking the rooms, they found different animal bones, ranging from goats to buffalo, and even bison. Moreover, each room was occupied with a pentagram carved onto the floor. "Max, are we in a devil-worshipping house?" chuckled George. "No." When he turned his head, Max wasn't with the group anymore. The door to the room was open. Slowly, all of them went to look. They saw Max sitting in the middle of the pentagram. With him were the bags of weed, and Max began to roll. After half an hour, all were chilling, drinking, and having fun. They all were relaxed when suddenly a hissing voice began to echo. It was quite creepy. To that, Max began to smile mischievously. "Are you all right, Max?" spoke his brother. His back was turned. "Max, are you all right?" asked Aaron. He spoke, but his voice had changed. It was heavy, distorted, and devilish. "Max," uttered Josh. Max began to laugh, and it had started everyone, because it was not him that was speaking. At that moment, the door of the room slammed. Max began to hover a few inches off the pentagram circle. The second he turned, his eyes were black, hollow, with tears of blood. Max spoke. "I'm hungry." His group of friends immediately jumped up and ran. There was a force that was controlling the door, but still George was able to open it. With panic and fear, all the boys scattered into different rooms. From his bag, Max took out his dagger. He didn't know why he carried it. Maybe it was the demon controlling him. He was inside, possessing him. That he did know. Also, he could sense the fear within Aaron. Feeling his energy, Max knew he was in the second room, but all Aaron was looking at was the door that he had locked. His body was clasped to it, especially his left ear. He wanted to listen if Max was coming to hunt him, wanting to hear his footsteps. Instead, Max was hovering near the door. He could feel Aaron's heartbeat. He then smashed the dagger into the door. Taking it out, it was all bloody. He had stabbed Aaron in the head, and now he was dead. Next was Josh. He was hiding in another room under the bed. For Max, the dusty bed was like nothing, and he flipped it over. Josh screamed as he felt his limbs being pinned down. Even Max was not that close to him. He was aware he was going to die. Max floated towards him and shoved a dagger multiple times into his stomach. His guts slowly seeped out. The blood had spilled all over the pentagram. Max felt energetic and then made his way over to the last room. He noticed right away the window was open. George was gone. The second Max turned back, his head was hit with something hard. It was George who was holding a shovel. The demon inside Max was wounded and fell down. When his hollow black eyes looked up again, George began to hit the shovel continuously. With the edge of the tool, he cut the neck of the beast until his head was completely dissected. The demon was gone, and Max's brother was dead. George was crying. In the next moment he turned, he felt something grab his foot. When he looked at his brother, the demon's soul had come out of him. He jumped and gouged George's eyes as he screamed in terror and pain. The red shining aura of the demon's soul submerged inside him. George's eyes became hollowed and black, just as the evil inside his body. For the demon had a new host. Mammon had taken over him, and he was going outside, leaving the empty house of death, and beginning its journey to wander the forest in the dead of the night. The end.